Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I'm the grit in your eye, the stitch in your side. I'm the rash, the scratch that drives you wild. I'm the hangnail that just won't be filed. I'm the burn your throat when you choke in bile. I'm the photo with eyes that shake you. I'm the cold sweat in the night that wakes you. The bit of your own brain that hates you, and the dark old place that tries to take you.
Detective?
Yes,
I'm the Oscar 1.
Oscar 1.
Highest rank in uniform. Welcome to HMP Highgate. You done one of these before, have you?
These?
Death in custody.
Actually no.
Well, not to worry. I'll talk you through it. It's business as usual for us.
So you've had more than one then?
2 this year.
That's a lot.
Quite a job keeping someone alive who don't want to be.
Shall we get started then?
I'll finish me fag first if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
It's a 10-minute walk outside the prison every time you want to burn. I wouldn't mind, but there ain't exactly a tar-free lungant place, so it's not exactly clear who we're saving by it. And anyway, you've got a visitor.
A visitor?
Woman in car over there. Asked if you were here yet. I told her you weren't, but she said she'd wait.
Alright, give me a minute.
Take your time.
What are you doing here long?
Same thing you are.
I wouldn't have thought there was much news in prison suicide.
Don't ever cheat on your wife, will you, detective? You're a hopeless liar. We both know this is going to be huge.
What do you want?
An early comment for a story in the morning edition. I'll write a very flattering part in it.
You know I can't do that.
Well, maybe I can get something a bit later then, when you've looked into it.
Go home long, save yourself sitting here all day for nothing.
Then what about something I can attribute to an unnamed source? Detective.
Let's get started, shall we?
I won't put you through indignity of a search, detective. I mean, I meant to, but I think we can assume you've no wraps of heroin in your tighty whities.
Don't break the rules on my account. Just do as you would normally do.
Suit yourself. Shoes, jacket, belt on conveyor. And sit yourself on that chair.
What is it? An X-ray?
That's right, looking for the mobile phone plugged up your backside. It's a full-time job keeping contraband out of this place. You find SIM cards in the baby's nappies and razor blades in the nana's jackets. You can get up now. So, who was that woman then? Your stalker?
A journalist. She's reporting on the suicide.
I'm surprised anyone cares. You're a smart rat, the lad who topped himself. Blackened old ladies' faces when they struggled him too much for their handbags. Did one so badly that she never woke up. You don't put rubbish in the bin and then cry when it rots, do you?
His lad was public property.
How do you mean?
They used to call him Child C.
Who did?
About 10 years ago, he was put in the hospital by his stepdad, and you couldn't open a paper for weeks without reading about it. There was a big campaign, and 3 social workers got sacked.
Yeah, I think I do remember something about that.
Well, that's why she's sitting outside. She knows it's going to be big news.
That's why you're here too, is it? Thought you might be a higher rank than normal.
It doesn't much matter to me who he was, if I'm honest.
Well, that's a relief to hear.
I'm a bleeding heart, but I'm a bloodhound for the truth. If something doesn't seem as it should be, I'll find it.
General alarm. House block 3 Bravo wing. First response to attend. I repeat, first response to figures 3 Bravo wing.
Back to the wall, please, detective.
I'm sorry.
Back to the wall.
Stand back, stand back.
What was that then?
Who knows? A fight, cell satellite, could be any number of things.
Do you need to go?
Don't worry, he'll be well attended. We send a nurse along in case prisoner gets a scratch and an officer with video camera for when he sues us. Then we spend the rest of the night filling in forms. No doubt it's gone the same way in your line of work.
We have procedures to make sure things are done properly, if that's what you mean. I can't say they bother me.
It's this one. Should we start in the office then? This is Delta 3. She was on duty last night when it happened.
His mother arrived. She had a look in the cell and then the chaplain took her off to pray.
The victim's mother.
It's tradition. Family at deceased are invited to see the place where the loved one exited.
Start by telling me everything you know about the victim.
Prisoner were known by most people as Hangdog. You're 18.
I'd like to hear from the officer on duty if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
Handog were 18 years of age, like he said, came from young offenders 4 months ago. He had a pretty sizable Subies habit.
Subies.
Subutex is heroin replacement for covering addicts. Some of the prisoners hoard it and flog it on. Comes in tablets that they crush and snort. Hangdog had a nose like a Dyson. Would have snorted shake and vac if there'd been nothing else going.
And he was on suicide watch.
That's right, he were a cutter. He used to let blood when he couldn't score and that. We were checking him every 15 minutes. I always set an alarm clock so I didn't forget.
It's obvious now that 15-minute checks weren't enough, but that you'll have to take up with psychs. They're the ones who decide how often they're checked on, not us.
So every 15 minutes you open the door and went in.
No, you just look through the flap, shout him if they're still there or you can't see him properly.
And you checked him last at what time?
530 hours. He said they were climbing the walls, but I've seen him like that 100 times, worse even.
And you checked him again at what time?
545 hours, but he were hanging by a sheet. I cut him down and tried to bring him back, but he wouldn't come.
Nurses came down from healthcare, kept him on pumping until the ambulance came.
They declared him at about 636 hours.
I was told he left a suicide note.
Of sorts. It's a poem. Not bad actually, have a read. Lying next to him, so it meant it wanted to be found.
And what does this bit mean in the end? Too long from hangdog.
Dunno. Length of his sentence, perhaps? You're only 18 months into 9 stretch. Prisoners have vexed themselves over shorter.
It's written in a different hand to the poem.
Yes.
Do you know whose?
Couldn't tell you.
He also had bruised knuckles on his right hand when we found him.
Had it been in a fight?
Maybe, though he weren't much of a fighter in all honesty. Can't have been 10 stone wet through.
An attack then? Defensive injury?
More likely.
Was there anyone who might have wanted to hurt him?
It's a prison detective. Prisoners hurt each other for kicks. Hangdog weren't what you might call popular. You'd be quicker starting with the cons who didn't want to give him a slap.
And what about the staff? Did any of them want to give him a slap?
No doubt a few wanted to, but we show a bit more restraint than that.
Or was there anything else significant about the body?
He wrote the word shame.
Shame.
It was scratched into his forearm.
Any thoughts about what that might have meant?
Sometimes, when they land in prison and junk wears off, they see clearly what they are for the first time. Some even do what this one did. Good turn to the taxpayer, you could say.
I'd like to talk to the cellmate, if that's alright.
Birdline says he slept through it all.
Well, that hardly seems likely, does it?
Good luck trying to get him to admit anything else. Moved him to a different cell, he's not exactly chuffed about it.
I'm the ringing in your eyes. I'm the cracking your lips. I'm the star in your eye. I'm the creak in your hips. I'm the stench in your nostril. The taste in your mouth. That swilling and spitting. Whatever get out. I'm the aching gut. I'm the paper cut. I'm a splinter. I'm a blister. I'm the sore of your foot. I'm your every misfortune. I'm bit of black luck. I'm the walls that stand tall of the rut where it's stuck.